I am a short girl riding BMW 1250 GS motorcycle, and I took this bike solo across Mexico, United States, and Canada. Finally, I made a decision to sell it. Let me tell you the full story: the wins, the failures, and all the juicy details. Most people, and let's be honest, these are usually people who have never ridden this bike, complain of it being heavy and expensive. And I would not argue with that, but it's far from my main reasons. This bike has been a loyal friend of mine for 3 years. I really appreciate all the amazing engineering behind it. You would think that me upgrading from F700 GS to 1250 means more struggle off-road, but it's actually quite the opposite. It still surprises me every time I ride it. I've done both smart and very questionable things with it, alone in the desert and on Jocelyn Snow's playground. I learned how to service it myself, I equipped this guy with top-notch travel accessories, and there were moments like riding through crazy windstorms when I was truly grateful even for its weight. Of course, I have complaints. I probably have them with any bike. Let me start with a funny one. I bought this bike in the United States in 2023, thinking I'd eventually take it on kind of round-the-world trip. And my test runs to Mexico and Canada were incredible, but these rides also quickly show that this bike is not designed for this kind of travel. BMW, what's happening? This bike cannot be switched to metric system at all. I'm stuck with miles and gallons forever. And once you cross the border, everything is in kilometers. Do you know how many countries use the imperial system? 3. United States, Liberia, and Myanmar. So there I am, riding through another country, constantly conversing numbers in my hand just to understand speed limits. It's a small thing, but it's also a constant distraction. I went to dealership, I tried just 911 and nothing helped. I talked to other riders, most people just accept it, and I still don't understand. Now let's talk about the heavy and expensive part. First, I don't believe in things like this bike is too big for you. I think so many people, including me, have been proving that this is all wrong, that I would not even deep dive into this. The real question is, what does it take for someone to ride some bike? The GS is incredibly well balanced. When it's wheels down, it feels amazing. But there was a catch when I first bought it. Apparently, I could not pick it up from the ground by myself at first. And later I will figure out that I need to go to gym on a regular basis to be able to do that. Everyone was telling me that it's just a matter of technique. Yes and no. It's the technique, but it's the squats technique that you get in the gym. And the technique has to be in your muscle memory. And I hate gym. I almost never been there before. I like yoga, swimming, backpacking, surfing, but not spending my time doing squats for the reason of being able to lift the bike. Tips and tricks like turning handlebars, first gear, walking legs, etc., they help, but there is no magic there. If you don't have the strengths, you don't have the strengths. Not that I was able to lift any of my bikes for the last 15 years of riding, including my first 125cc Yamaha, but with this one I just felt like, I don't know, I have to prove something to finally silence that constant noise in the comments of, you're not worthy of this bike once and for all. I never felt the need of it by myself though. I've been using a winch or a monkey lift and that works just as well. So I hired a trainer, went to the gym and built up the basics to be able to do this. And I know there are a lot of people who really enjoy working out. You guys and girls will have no problem handling this bike, I promise. It does not take much. For myself, I've done it, I'm over it, and I'll think about gym again if I'm about to buy another GS. Now I'm going to be back to my favorite swimming and yoga activities. Now the cost of ownership is real. Parts, service, insurance, especially insurance abroad, this bike sits on the higher end of everything. And I would be okay with it if I was riding it enough. But I have some other plans. I'll tell you in a moment, just stick with me. This is where it all comes together. This bike has been perfect for the life I had over the last few years, based mostly in the United States with occasional adventures across borders. And if my plan was to stay in one place, I would keep it for sure. But it's time for me to move on. I'm selling it because I'm going to travel full-time. I'm selling everything I have and opening my heart and life to something new ahead. I won't have a permanent home in the United States anymore. So my belongings, all of them, are gonna go. Will there be more cycles in my life? Of course. Will there be a 1250 GS again? Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to do a deeper dive into the pros and cons of owning the bike and on riding in, especially from a female rider perspective, in the next video, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like my 1250 GS video playlist. Link is on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.